Hi everyone out there in Facebook land. My name is Marco Palermo and I'm one of the members here at Flipping and Stones in Plainville, Connecticut. And I wanted to talk about, thank first all the people that voted on Facebook for the stone that we're going to be talking about today. So thank you all those who voted. It was between rose quartz and Moonstone. And it kept going back and forth, but Moonstone was the biggest winner. So that is the stone that we will be talking about today. So thank you everybody that's watching. If you have any friends that like stones, the healing properties of stones, or jewelry in general, then be more than happy to share this link and video with your friends. And so we'll start off about the colors of this lovely stone. It comes in several different colors. It's mostly the white one, as I have a nice pretty white one here. And you can see it always has an iridescent color, but it changes. It usually has blues and greens to it. So this stone is a wonderful stone to have, not just for its beauty, but also for its healing abilities. It does have a lot of black in it. I'll show you. You can see some black sometimes you'll see that's attached. This is a semi-polished stone that I have here. But you can see how it has the rainbow color effect to it. That's what a lot of spectrolite does. Hi Valerie! So yeah, we're going to be talking about moonstones today and their properties and their healing abilities that we have. So we also have some that are carved here in the store. So another thing I wanted to talk about was the energy that it emits. It has a very feminine energy, a very calming energy. So it has a lot of different uses, but it tends to call a lot of women out there because of the energy that it emits. But it's also really good for, if you know anybody that has machismo kind of attitude, a man that has a very strong character, and this will let him get in touch with his feminine side. Not necessarily changing him, but it just means that more understanding. It's also used for women that are very domineering in a sense and strong. So it's to give them a more relaxed, calm feel. So that's one of the reasons it attracts people, those that have that type of energy with them. It balances them out and it gives them a calming, soothing energy. So another thing I like about this stone, it's also, just like the rose quartz, known as a stone of love. And it, like I said, but it's love that carries more of love thyself and accepting oneself. It's mostly known as a stone of new beginnings. And yeah, I'm in the store, so you'll be hearing people coming in and out. That's normal. And so it's a stone known as new beginnings. And a lot of cultures talk about it because of the correlation it has with the moon. So if you look, let's see, let me find another beautiful piece here. Here's another one. I haven't wrapped yet, but you can see how beautiful it is. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Awesome. And you can see how it has these rainbow flecks in it. Oh yeah, Valerie, it's actually found a lot in mostly Australia, Sri Lanka, and India. So in that area is where the biggest amounts of quarry that you can find. But we do have it here in North America and Mexico, and a little bit in Canada. So you can find it here as well. But the ones here tend to be more of a yellowish tone to it, because moonstone can come yellow, cream, blue, green. So it comes in different colors. The white is the most popular that people tend to like to wear, you know. It pops with the different colors and things like that. So, and since it has those flecks of the blue and green in them like a spectrolite, that's what makes them so nice. So that's one of the things that's there. A spectrolite is just the type of stone that reflects light. And so a popular one of a spectrolite is a moonstone. Here is a friend of mine that had this order, and this is actually a labradorite. I'll put it upside down so you guys can see how it changes the colors. It's darker, but this one has more of a rainbow color, greens and purples in it. Let's see if I can get that to go. But this is a labradorite that they had, a little special order that somebody had. And yeah, we do special orders here at Flipping in Stones, and I'll show you some of them. We have a website that I'll talk about later. And so people use the energy of the stones mostly to open and heal emotions. That's what it clears your mind and it opens emotions. You have to be careful when you're using or wearing the Moonstone. It just like the moon goes through cycles, the stone actually goes through cycles as well. So it's strongest on a new moon and on a full moon, or when it has its strongest ability. So when you're doing something new, because since it's known as a stone of new beginnings, you usually use it on a new moon for crossroads, when you're entering something new and need to focus and clear your mind and figure out where you're going to go. So then you use it on a new moon. But on a crescent moon or a waxing moon, it tends to get stronger, the energy, and on the full moon it's at its strongest. But during the warning moons and the waxing moons, it's protective and it balances the emotions. But on the full moon, if you're having a lot of lucid dreams, you don't want to wear this one, because you really will have some interesting dreams. Hi Tammy, welcome. And so, yeah, I'm like a treasure trove of useless knowledge. That's always been an expression of mine. But since I have this passion with the stones, I don't mind sharing that information with everybody. Plus, when you hold the stones, you tend to feel the energy that comes with it, and you understand it a little bit better. So, traditionally, they use these beautiful moonstones. Let me show you another one. We have a few of them that I ordered. Some of them are carved. Well, let me get a better grip on this one. Because it's a little bit, there we go. Here's a small little one that's actually carved. Has a lotus flower on it. If you can see it. Let me see if I can hold it still for a second. There we go. And so, there we go. We got one that has this beautiful lotus flower on it. And like I said, it goes through the cycles of the moon. But traditionally, Moonstone was used for psychics because it amplified and enhanced their abilities. So it helped them develop their clairvoyancy. So a lot of people that have that sixth sense that's a little bit developed, they would wear the Moonstone as earrings or rings, or especially as the pendant closest to the heart. Or you've even had people that wore it on crowns. Especially, we have some kings and queens out there that had them on the crown because they wanted to see into what other people were thinking. So that's what they thought they could do. So that's why they put it on the crowns as well, because it's supposed to enhance any psychic ability or mental ability or clairvoyancy. So if you're into that, then that's definitely a stone for you. But what I like about it is the healing abilities and the calmingness, how it works on your emotions, and especially for those that are under great stress, and we are all lately under a lot of stress. And so it's a calming stone. It's a very, very soothing stone. So that's why I like the Moonstone, and I think that's why it also calls a lot of people out there. So some interesting facts, let's see. It's also known as a stone for travelers. So if you were known to be going on a long voyage in olden times, they wanted to make sure that you carried a beautiful moonstone with you as a stone of protection to ward off, especially evil spirits or things like that. So that's what it was known for, because they thought that the moon had its own energy and worked with, you can say, with the macabre, and so it was able to ward off and send away any of the negative energies that are out there or negative spirits. So we do have, let's see, another beautiful one here, and I like this one in a sense that I'm going to show you. It's because it's mostly white with a lot of blue flecks, but it also has these 3 green dots. Let's see if you guys can see that. Right underneath that black spot, there's some dots here. those dots are a vivid green. And so, like I said, the Moonstone comes in different colors. So it's the most popular is the white, but we have them in green and blues and yellows. So, and cream color. That's true. So I like this because you can see the two different tones that's in there. And stones that tend to have like that bluish green also work with your heart chakras and your throat. So that's really nice when you're doing that, meditating with the stone and healing. You want to be careful, like I said, during which phase of the moon that you're doing. If there's something that you want to be increased, then you usually do it just before the full moon, and you can use your mantra while holding the stone and enhancing the energy of the stone just before the full moon. So as the moon is going to be full, the idea is so is the energy or the wishing that you're doing to get better, to get stronger. So just before full moon, you would carry the stone and do your little mantra to send that positive vibe. And as the moon is growing big, so is the energy and the thought and the power going into it. So that's what they would say about the Moonstone. So if you want something to diminish, let's say if you're having nightmares or lucid dreams or emotionally panic attacks, then you would hold on to the stone after the full moon. So, and then you would do your mantras or your positive thoughts after the full moon. So then what you're doing is as the moon is getting smaller and going through its phases, so is that the power and the energy and what you're putting into getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So that's one of the nice things about this stone, is that the power and the energy that comes from the stone also goes with the phases of the moon, and that's why it has a high connection to the moon, and hence the name Moonstone. So hi Edwin, hi Gladdy. I did give a sneak peek to one of your little pieces that you ordered. I'm going to do it again. It just needs to get a little oxidation. But there's your beautiful labradorite. I don't know if you could see that. I hope you love it, because it's giving off such a wonderful energy. And the reason I'm showing the labradorite yours is because it's in the same family as the Moonstone. They're both spectralites, meaning that they reflect light. So a little bit more of the history of the stones. Well, they've been using these stones, I'm glad you like it, Gladdy, since olden times. We're talking before the Greeks and things like that. And a lot of the deities, you could say, from all over the world have special abilities that are connected to the moon, and you can find those abilities also with the stones. For instance, the Greek goddess Selene was the goddess of calmness and emotions, and she was the goddess of the moon, and so that's why they say it affects your emotions, the stone. And Hecate, I believe that's the name, Hecate, also known as the goddess of witchcraft, but she was also known for crossroads and magic. So that's why it was also mentioned in the Shakespeare's Macbeth, that about the Moonstone and her Hecate. So it's known as a stone of crossroads, new beginnings. It's a stone of love. For instance, in the Hindu religion, the oxidate. What I mean by the oxidation, I'll give you a clue. So copper is very shiny, as you can see, and some people like it to get darker. So let's see if I have one that's a little bit darker. You could see that this copper got a little darker. It got oxidized. So